Now this vegan Parmesan chicken recipe is a requested recipe, and I'm just going to get right into it because guys, this is my third time making this, and I have to tell you, this is off the chain goodness.
Where you're coming from, you don't remember where you're coming from, you don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days and when him feed you. You know when no obligation but you owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him one to get turn your back on your brother when him need you.
Now let me first talk about what I'm going to use to substitute out my chicken to have the best vegan chicken Parmesan recipe in your kitchen you could ever make to impress your friends. Oh my god, the thing is so good. Now the peas that's in that container, that is my cannellini beans that I'm using. And what I did, I took the liquid off. That is what your bean look like in the can, and that's the one that is in that container right there. Now the liquid that is in that can, you don't want to throw it out. You want to go ahead and save it, and let me show you how. Now what I'm going to be adding to the bean is potato. I baked my potato right there. So I have about a medium-sized potato, which you're going to bake it. You don't want to put raw potato in it because you're going to ruin the whole thing. Make sure your potato is either baked or boiled. Alright, so that covers that. Now what else I'm going to be adding to this? I'm going to use oats flour, a little bit of breadcrumbs, and the breadcrumbs that I'm using is seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm also going to be using my vegan cheese, and the vegan cheese I'm having right there is the one that I make at home, and I'm also going to put the link below down for that so you could make your own mozzarella cheese in your kitchen fast, easy and simple. Now I'm going to be adding some spaghetti sauce. Now I'm going to be adding nutritional yeast flakes to it as well. Parsley flakes for sure, because you're going to need it to finish up your dish. And apple cider vinegar. In my seasoning dish, onion powder and garlic powder, salt and black pepper. Right there I have chicken seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, and dried pepper flake. Now right there is my egg substitute, and that is the liquid that I talked to you about earlier that comes from your can. That you could either store it in your refrigerator and use it for other recipe, but I'm telling you y'all, this is some perfect egg substitute, and I'm going to be using that into the recipe. Come on and let's get all this together. Okay y'all, we're moving on to our very first step into making, yes, the meanest vegan chicken Parmesan in your kitchen ever. Now I have my beans right there, and I have my baked potato, and you want to just go ahead and mash all this together until it looks pretty much like that. Now you want to go ahead and give it flavor. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and white black pepper. If you don't have white black pepper, use just plain black pepper. All-purpose seasoning, chicken seasoning, and some of that crushed red pepper. Half cup of nutritional yeast. And combine this together. Half a teaspoon of vinegar. And you just want to make sure your mixture is holding pretty much like that. And then you move on to your next step. Now it's time for me to form my chicken. And that right there looks pretty good. Now that my chicken is the perfect shape that I want it to be, it's time to get this bad boy ready for frying. Now I'm moving on to my next step. In that container is your oats flour and your breadcrumbs. And this is your egg substitute. Now we're moving on to our next step. You want to go ahead and get your chicken and put it into your egg substitute and let it get there on both sides like that. Then you put it into the flour, and the flour that I'm using is the oats flour. And then you dip it into the breadcrumbs mix. It should look like that. And then you put it into your oil for frying. So now that I have my chicken all fried up nicely, exactly how I want it, nice golden brown, I'm going to go ahead and add my sauce into the pan. Then I apply my sauce on top of my chicken. Then I'm going to my vegan mozzarella cheese on here. And then I have some parsley flakes on top. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in a preheated oven, and my oven right now is set to 350 degrees, and this will be done in about 20 minutes, and I'll be right back. It's time to eat. And there you have it, guys. Vegan chicken parmesan in my kitchen, fast, easy, and simple.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
If you're new to my channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe, like, share. Let me know what you want to see me cooking in my kitchen next. And as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy! I'm going to let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for we eat. So, see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.